स्टडी IQ IAS, आपका सिलेक्शन हमारा मिशन.
Good evening aspirants, welcome to Study IQ IAS, myself Utkarsh Singh, and in this video we are going to discuss a topic that is about Tribal Youth Dormitory. What is the need of discussion of this particular topic? Definitely you can see the label that it is a previous year question asked in 2018 in 10 mark. So if you open the PDF document, this is by the way, a free PDF available for all the UPSC aspirants who are having Anthropology Optional. You can visit my Telegram channel, Anthropology Decoded by Utkarsh Singh. In case you are not able to find it, do not worry. Towards the end of the video or in between some place, I'll be showing you the links in this presentation only. Okay? So you must have this PDF because it is a composite comprehensive PDF where questions are not loosely arranged. They are divided into paper wise, section wise and unit wise. The decadal report is prepared and pinned in our Telegram. You must have a printout of this if you are preparing. Those who are part of the batches, I believe that you must already have printed it down. Others, you can see that this particular unit 6.1, which is the first unit of Tribal India section or Tribal Anthropology section. It is an introductory unit. It talks about who are the tribals, how the tribe and the scheduled tribe and the PVTGs are different, how the concept of tribe has evolved. The Britishers or the colonial presentation of the tribals in India. Plus there are questions like racial, linguistic, economic and geographical classification. But apart from these, there can be other questions as well pertaining to tribal cultural institutions. One such question was asked in the year 2018, Youth Dormitory as an institution. So a lot of students have reached out to me in a couple of days regarding that they are not having a good material which comprehensively discuss this particular topic, and if the question is going to come in the examination, probably they won't be able to write a 10 out of 10 type of question. So in this particular video, I'm going to provide you complete content. After the lecture, the PDF is also going to be uploaded in the group. So I'll provide you the group link also because a lot number of time I do forget it. So this is my Instagram ID, Utkarsh Singh _ here. If you have any doubt pertaining to optional selection or the enrollment in any of our programs, you can reach out to me there. Okay? For your general doubts and queries, also this is the ID. If you have shorter questions, reach out to me on this particular ID. Okay, utkarshsingh@gmail.com. Or in case if you are not able to locate our Telegram, okay? You have to search directly Anthropology Decoded by Utkarsh Singh and the PDF will be present there. Students who are enrolling in any program of Study IQ, they can use this particular code to get the maximum discount. And also those who are already planning and waiting for the launch of a foundation batch, here it is for you. We have already started our January batch and we have taken, I think, 2 or 3 classes. Still we are in the beginning phase, and I believe before 15 if you are watching it, you can join the lectures. You can join the foundation batch because with the 26 January holiday, Makar Sankranti holiday and Saturdays and Sundays, you will be able to cope up with the pace of the lecture. Not much will be left. If you are thinking of joining after 2025th, then better wait for the next batch because a lot of things will be left out. So January batch is open. Both the variants are present, about which I'll be detailing towards the end, how to enroll, what is the fee of the course, and what are the things which are included, like mentorship, test series, regular answer writing, Gyan Bhandar, and a lot of other things about which we'll discuss, but towards the end. Firstly, let us talk about something which is the core purpose of this particular lecture. So whenever you have to define or answer about youth dormitory, you have to write a good introduction, whether it is in your notes or as an answer in the examination. So some of the definition which has been given by scholars or description which has been given by the scholars, I have quoted it towards the later slides of this presentation. But a general description is also provided here. So in a nutshell, what are youth dormitories? Youth dormitories are nothing but socio-cultural and educational institution which is found among the indigenous societies of India and other places as well. Now they are more common in the central, eastern and the northeastern belts or northeastern parts of India. Their main purpose is the socialization of the tribal youth, also the inculcation of important role, responsibilities, values, norms, etc. among the tribal youth. They also serve an important purpose of regulating tribal behavior. So the description is written here. Let us read it out once. What are youth dormitories? So these are the indigenous cultural educational institutions. As I have mentioned, they act as a communal living space, all right, for unmarried adolescents. because in most of the youth dormitories, the unmarried individuals, young individual, adolescent individuals are only taking part. Catering socialization and embodiment of collective tribal identity. So this particular description can be utilized for writing a valid introduction in the answer. ठीक है, अलॉट नंबर ऑफ टाइम यू फील फजी कि सर इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं मिल रहा है, क्या लिखें, शुरुआत में कैसे करें, है ना? तो ऐसे सेंटेंसेस से, रिमार्क से या फिर स्कॉलरली फ्रेज से आप शुरू कर सकते हो. एक इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रेज हमने यहाँ पर रखा है, सुटेबल फ्रेज विच यू कैन ऐड in your content, in your answer. According to a lot of scholars, and one of the research paper that I was going through during the making of this presentation, youth dormitories have been defined as the enclaves of cultural heritage and community cohesion. So you can use it as a good phrase, noteworthy. All right. Then certain scholars' remark can also be added, their observation, their views. So scholars like Verrier Elvin, C.V. Heimendorf, and S.C. Roy, they have provided voluminous details about youth dormitories. S.C. Roy has worked on a tribal youth dormitory called as Dhumkuria while he was writing his second work on the Oraons. We have discussed S.C. Roy. He is called as the father of Indian ethnography, and his first ethnograph was on the tribe Munda, titled Munda and Their Country, after which he also wrote an ethnographic work on the Oraons of the eastern India, followed by a lot of other works on tribes like Birhur, Hilbhuyas, etc. All right. His work is so important that Professor D.N. Majumdar has pointed that the publication of Munda and Their Country in the year 1911 is the end of the formative period in the history of anthropology in India and the beginning of a new phase. So he has worked among the Dhumkuria, which is a youth dormitory among the Oraon tribe of India. Then Verrier Elvin, a very near and dear friend of Nehru Sahab, and a very close of both Patel and Gandhi ji. He has worked among a lot of tribes in India, like Gonds, and among the Gonds, he has provided a very beautiful description about their youth dormitory, which is called as the Ghotul. It is present among the Muria Gonds of the central India and the central eastern India. Last but not the least, C.V. Heimendorf, Christopher Van Führer Heimendorf. He was an Austrian, not Australian, Austrian anthropologist who came in India during the Second World War. And he has studied a lot of tribes in the northeastern region and also in the southern India. He has researched or done ethnographic studies among the Nagas of the northeast, among the Apatanis of the northeast, and the Chenchus, the Redis, and the Gonds, Rajgonds of the southern part of India. All right. So during his work, he has studied youth dormitories like Morung, which is found among the Konyak Nagas of the northeast. So we are using their description. According to Verrier Elvin, you'll see that he has highlighted that youth dormitories are the mechanism for regulation of social behavior. And he also, in his work, criticized the Indological view, yeah, Orientalist colonial view, which prevailed during that time, which portrayed these youth dormitories as the sexual haven, because they were being labeled as the center house of promiscuity among the tribals. That tribal adolescent individuals enter into a very close, intimate sexual bonds during their term or their life in these youth dormitories. Similarly, C.V. Heimendorf, he also highlighted the role of youth dormitories in preserving the tribal oral tradition. We have discussed in a lot of units, specifically unit 4, that is political anthropology, that unlike the mainstream society, tribal societies or the indigenous people do not have the habit of codifying everything that they have or they believe or they follow. Most of their belief, practices, custom, they flow in the form of oral tradition. So these youth dormitories make sure that the oral tradition can be preserved and can be transmitted to the next generation. And where that transmission is going to take place? In the youth dormitories. All right. He also highlighted the role of the youth dormitories in promoting the harmony and self-reliance among the tribals. So this is a general description. Coming to the classification, various scholars have provided different classifications. Specifically, S.C. Roy has very well classified it into two groups. one which is the segregated dormitories, the other which is the mixed dormitories. What does it mean? Segregated dormitories, as the name suggests, here the boys or the male are living in a separate youth dormitory or a compound of youth dormitory, whereas the female are living separately. They are not living together. So there is a gender based or a sex based segregation which is seen in these type of youth dormitories. Example given, the morung which we are discussing among the Naga people. Among the boy it is called as the morung, and among the girls it is called as the yo. Among the Konyak Nagas. Nagas are divided into various segments or various subgroups like the Sumi Nagas, Rengma Nagas, Ao Nagas, Lota Nagas, Konyak Nagas, etc. During his visit in the Nagaland around 1939, when he published the work, he came across Christopher van Heimendorff. He came across a lot of group of the Nagas. One of the group on which he published the work was the Konyak Nagas. Secondly, the Deka Chan, a dormitory for the males, and similarly, the female counterpart, it is seen amongst the Sema Nagas or the Sumi Nagas. Next is the Gitio for the boys and Gitiora for the girls. This is also youth dormitories seen among the Mundas. ये भी segregation आपको दिखाती है. Similarly, Ryanki among the boys and Leki among the girls is seen among the Zimi Nagas. Alright. Then there are certain dormitories which are mixed dormitories, where male and female are living together. अच्छा, Dhumkuria की जो हमने बात की, Dhumkuria is also example of segregated youth dormitory. ठीक है? So Dhumkuria is seen among the Oraon. There is one more youth dormitory which is not mentioned in the slide. We can write it here somewhere. Apart from the classification, or you may put a note in your rough notebook or diary of a youth dormitory called as Mandoghar, which is seen among the Juangs of Odisha. Okay? Coming back to the mixed dormitory, Ghotul, which is seen among the Muria Gonds and has been studied by scholars like Verrier Elwin, is a very good example of this mixed dormitory, which are also called as co-ed dormitories. Okay? Male, female live together here. Now, there are youth dormitories which are based upon the clan or the village. Every clan or a single village is having specific arrangement for them, a specific dormitory for them. So, the same thing is written here. There are multiple dormitories per village or per clan. For example, among the Nagas, each segment or a clan is called as a khel. Not a clan exactly, but each group, specific group, it is called as a khel. So one of the khel among the Nagas is having youth dormitory. For boys, it is called as Arizu, and for the girls, it is called as Suki. This is seen among the Ao Nagas. Okay, we have discussed a lot of subgroups among the Nagas. So this arrangement is found among one of the subgroup of the Nagas. Next is the integrated or attached types. Here, within the compound, around the compound of the houses, or in the vicinity of the household, the youth dormitories are present. Okay? So, क्या है? It is attached to the family homes, or these are the dorms which are multi-purpose. They are not specifically youth dormitory. They are used for other purposes as well. Okay? So, these type of youth dormitories which are attached with homes or are multi-purpose units or dorms, they are called as attached or integrated type of terms. Example given, see, Khangchui among the boys and the Liuchu among the girls is seen among a group of Nagas which is called as Liangmai. Among the Liangmai Nagas, this arrangement is observed by the scholars. I hope this part is clear. Now coming to the functions or the role of these youth dormitories. What functions they do provide. So first function is socialization and education, which we have discussed in the beginning also. The studies for what are they teaching? If they are serving educational purpose, what actually they are teaching? So they are transmitting the lores, the folklores, the values, the norms, the custom, the responsibilities, the songs, the dances, all these things are transmitted to the next generation through the agency of these youth dormitories. So they are acting as a educational institution, and also enabling socialization among the young adolescents of a particular indigenous communities. Acha, Elvin in his work titled Muria and their Ghotul, space was less, so I have summarized the name. I have compressed the name. Okay? The actual name of the book is Muria and their Ghotul. It is written Muria and Ghotul, which was published in the year 1947. Acha, upon this also we have made a playlist called as Eminent Anthropologist, where I think I have covered a lot of chapters of this particular monograph. Briefly, we have started this new series where we were discussing important ethnographs or monographs of the scholars. But due to some other commitments and a lot of other classes of GS, etc., we had to stop that particular series. Okay? Now, coming back, among the Muria Ghotuls, if you can recollect, those who are following that Eminent Anthropologist series, they will recollect that among the Muria Ghotul, the boys are called as Chelik. It is not the male dormitory. It is the name which is given to the boys who are part of the youth dormitory. So boys are called as Chelik, and the females or the girls are called as the Motiaris. Now they engage in the evening riddles. Riddles, paheli jisko kehte ho aap. So they engage themselves into evening riddles, and also sex education sessions are all undertaken within the ambit of their youth dormitory, that is called as Ghotul. Second role or function is the community labor and welfare. It is one of the very important function. If there is some natural calamity, some disaster, some famine-like situation, so the members of the youth dormitories, these young individuals, are helping or assisting the people in the reconstruction, in the rehabilitation, in the restoration work. All right, whether or not it is their family, it does not matter. If they are part of their village, if they are part of their group, they are going to help them anyway. Okay, so they are like the social service providers also. Okay, they do this community work and the welfare work. Acha, it is not only about the famine-like situation. Apart from that, also a lot of economic work. All right, during the season of harvest, during the cultivation, during hunting expedition, etc., they also do contribute in those activities. Example or studies are also being quoted. See, in most of the places and books where you read the content on youth dormitories, only these things are written, but the supporting studies are not present. So in 2016, probably writing these points as the functions and the roles, you would have got some 5.5 or 6 marks. But if today you write a very dull answer, a very bland answer, mentioning only these points without the supporting studies, you will end up getting probably 3.5 marks. That's why we have added these supporting studies as well. So among the Jwaluks, this is the youth dormitory among the Mizo people, specifically the male dormitory. Okay, it is called as the Jwaluks. All right, at times B is pronounced, at times B is being silent. Now they maintain the roads. They also fight the fires. If there is a place which has caught fire, they are going to set it off or help. They are also assisting in the harvest, which I have just mentioned. Among the Nagas, youth dormitory, that is called as the Morung. All right, the boy dormitory, which is called as the Morung. The livestock guarding, they have the animals, so they have to guard them. So that function is also performed by the members of the Morung. Apart from that, among the Konyak Nagas, you will see that the Konyak Nagas are often known for their head hunting. So that point can be included in the defense and security. Among the Konyak Nagas, the member of the dormitory, specifically the male dormitory, they contribute in the strategies for the warfare or preventing of the group during an ongoing attack, or they also take part in the ongoing raid on the other group, on the enemy group. So they also serve the defense and security purpose as well. Okay, so the Konyak Nagas, the Morung, during the pre-fort, now during the colonial time period, a lot of legislations were enacted to stop this practice of head hunting. सर को काट देते थे और घरों के ऊपर लटकाते थे. They used to hang it down on their gates. So this was seen as a barbaric practice, and there were colonial legislation which prevented these type of act. So before 1960s and particularly 1940s, a lot of legislations were being undertaken. After that, things have declined sharply. But when it was prevalent, during that time, the members of the Morung, that is the male dormitory among the Konyak, among the Nagas, you will see that the young ones who are part of the dormitory, they were learning archery, they were preparing for the raids and crucial intertribal conflict and headhunting expedition. Now, this can be substantiated by a research which has been published in 2021. We have provided a citation for that also. A research was published in IGCRT, and the author name is also given here. The name of the author is Kamai. Chaliye. Next is the courtship and mate selection. A lot of description, colonial description, has labeled these youth dormitories as sexual havens. Always highlighting this individual point of courtship and sexual interaction among the members of the youth dormitories. But it is one of the role rather than the complete picture of the youth dormitories. So how it is helpful? See, it has been observed that the paired Ghotul spouses, means Ghotul is a youth dormitory among the Muria Gonds. So the paired spouses in the Ghotul, they engage in temporary reunions, which also reduces the premarital issues among these people. It has been highlighted by the study of Verrier Elvin in 1947, which we have earlier also quoted. Now, Elvin also praises it for low divorce rate. The Ghotul paired spouses who later get into permanent marriage with each other, the chances or the occurrences of event of divorce is very low in such cases. So he has praised the youth dormitories for that. And he has also highlighted the role of youth dormitories to preach and to promote gender equality among the tribals. He highlighted the egalitarian nature of the youth dormitories as well. Next, among the Oraon Dhumkuria, which has been studied by S.C. Roy and a lot of other later researchers as well, it was highlighted that the mixed gatherings among the Oraon allows flirting through song. So the members are flirting through the songs, which often lead to prospectus marriages among them. Now, this has been also cited through a research which was published in GJISS, and it was published in the year 2018. The area of the research was the Barak Valley of the Assam. The name of the scholar is also written here, Nabaru. All right. Next, the political and the religious role. Now, in the Rihanki, which is a male dormitory among the Jime Nagas, a lot number of times the youth dormitories act as the place where the sacred items are being stored and also for conduction of important ceremonies. So they also act as the places where the political and the religious functions are often played. Okay. Lastly, the recreational and the disciplinary role. Recreational, the entertainment oriented functions. A lot number of time there is a humorsome environment which has been highlighted by Verrier Elvin also in his study of Muria and their Ghotul, and S.C. Roy also. A lot number of times it has been seen that the elder members who are the senior group members, they often bully around in a way of humor the younger participant of the youth dormitories and ask them to do the work for them. There are often verbal exchanges between the males and the females in various youth dormitories, which highlight the recreational entertainment oriented aspect of these youth dormitories. Often these are cultural abuses as well, inflicted towards each other, which has been beautifully highlighted by Verrier Elvin in his study of Ghotul. How a menstruating woman is supposed to be outside the Ghotul, and when she is returning, a lot of vulgar or culturally abusive remarks are being inflicted on the girl by the male counterpart or the boys of the dormitory. These have been recorded, but you do not have to detail them out. It will get very lengthier in its standing. So you don't have to go into that depth. Okay? Chaliye. But you can quote certain cases. For example, wrestling and folklore nights has been seen among the Jolbuks, which is the youth dormitory among the Mizos. Often there are occurrences where the leaders punish the infractions to promote discipline. So if somebody is disobedient, if somebody is not doing the assigned roles or the task, then often there are disciplinary actions or the punishments which are being taken so that conformity can be maintained in the group. Next is the characteristic of the youth dormitories. Firstly, the age characteristic. In most of the group, the participant are the young individuals, just like in any school, but they are not getting admitted at a very early age, like 3 or 4 years. It is usually between 7 to 9, or in some of the group it is around 12 to 13 as well. Okay? It depends from group to group. In some of the group it is quite early also. For example, in some of the cases, the entry has been seen by the age of 4 to 6 years also. It is not that common, usually rare, but it has been noted and documented in anthropological researches. Now, there are certain rituals which are taken to mark the admission. Just like in traditional Hindu society, nowadays it does not take place, but in the traditional Hindu society, especially during the medieval time period, a lot of sanskaras or the rites were being performed, like the Vidyaramb and the Vedaram ceremonies, the Karna Bhed or the Keshant ceremonies. These were the rites which, or the sanskaras, which were being conducted, yeah, before the entry of the child into the education institution. Similarly, tribals also have their own initiation rites, which they do perform before the entry of the individual, the young one, into the youth dormitory. So a case study can be cited here also. Among the Jol books, we have studied at least 3 examples of this particular youth dormitory. Of the Mizos, the boys enter at the age of puberty. Specifically, there is a test also seen to see if they are eligible for not. For example, in the educational institution of the modern Western societies and even our educational institution, they are entrance test. But among the Mizos, the youth dormitory of the Mizo, when the boys are supposed to be admitted, the pubic hair test is being seen, because pubic hairs mark the beginning of the puberty. It is a secondary sexual characteristic among both the sexes, specifically among the males, which is attributed to the transitioning that, or the hormonal changes that is taking during the adolescent or the period of the puberty. So this is a test. If you qualify only, then you will be entering into the dormitory. Otherwise, you are not getting entered or admitted to that youth dormitory. Similarly, among the Ghotuls, the age is around 6 to 8 years. So it is not same or uniform. It differs from tribe to tribe. It can be as low as 4 to 6 years. It can be as high as 10 to 12 years. Okay? And most of the times during the attainment of adulthood or when they are getting married, they are supposed to separate from these youth dormitories. So there is an age membership criteria, which is the important characteristic of youth dormitories. Next is the architectural element, which can be also discussed, which differs from tribe to tribe. Now, in some of the youth dormitories, the halls are very large. There are beautiful carvings or drawings. Hearths and defense units are also intact. Case study can be written here. Among the Konyak Nagas, Morung, the youth male dormitory that we have studied, in the Longama village, you will see that long drums and the skulls are being displayed, which symbolizes the bravery of the members. Now, among the Ghotuls, you will find that the huts with central fire pits are made, which serve the purpose of communal gathering. So the architecture is such that it has multiple roles and purpose. Chaliye. Now, management, as we have discussed, there are elder members, the senior ones, and then there are junior ones. Often in some groups, there are leaders or chiefs also being elected, who assign the task to the members of youth dormitory, who is going to do what work. So let us study some of the studies. For example, among the Dhumkuria of the Oraon, it has been seen that the chief or a headman assigns the task. A lot of tribes have this age grade system, where cleaning task, the task of guarding the dormitories or the units within dormitories is being assigned to various members of different ages. Some member who belong to a particular age grade or age group, they are assigned one type of task depending upon their age group. The other will be assigned a completely different role. Now, for example, the Val Upa among the Jol books is a member who enforces the rules. Jol book, it is a youth dormitory among the Mizos. Among them, there is a person who is titled as the Val Upa. For example, among the Gonds, we have Chelik. The boys are called as Chelik. Similarly, here, the members who enforces the rule, who is acting as a chief or a headman or a leader, they are called as Val Upa. All right. Now, talking about the gender dynamics of the youth dormitories, Elvin has observed that despite the pairing, he has talked about this pairing which is being done, the spouses which are being seen among the Ghotul. So despite these pairing, there is hardly any jealousy among the members of the Ghotul. Okay. Next is the segregated dormitories. As we have seen that the male and the female dormitories are often separate, but it does not mean that the visitors cannot come. For example, a boy cannot enter into the female dormitory, or a female cannot come to visit somebody in the male dormitory. It has been seen, there is a liberal sense in that aspect also. So even in the segregated unit, for example, among the GMA, the youth dormitory is called as the Rehanki. It allows the visits under the supervision. So if the parents or the family members are coming, they are being allowed. Okay. Next, the sexual interaction with fluid regulation is also permitted in most of the youth dormitories. Now, certain scholarly perspective, as we have discussed, there are two important figures when it comes to detailed study of youth dormitories in India. Very relevant, who has studied Ghotul of the Muria Gonds. So according to him, these Ghotul are the model of youth freedom. They are social cum sexual education providers. They also contribute towards stable marriages where the chances of divorce are quite low. And he also advocated the protection from the external influence. According to him, these youth dormitories are rapidly under external force of decline, and we need to prevent them. Because there is a great degree of chance that with the loss of youth dormitories, the cultural practices or a lot of oral traditions which are prevalent, they may also get vanished. All right. Talking about Christopher van Heimendorf, he has studied Nagas and a lot of other tribes. His work titled Youth Dormitories and Community Houses in India plus the Naked Naga book can be utilized to cite his observation. So he observed that there is a great degree of premarital freedom which is leading to marital stability among members of the youth dormitories. Okay. Now, most of the scholars have highlighted that the youth dormitories in India are under immense pressure and sharp decline. What are the factors contributing towards that decline? See, firstly, the modern Western education and the urbanization, the schools, they have replaced these youth dormitories. The gender and the sexual union dynamics, they are also under great transformation due to the forces of change in the Indian society. So there's a study which has been published by an author called as Rahul Goswami. It is actually the research article. It has been published in the journal IJRT in 2022, and the title of this research article is Once There Was a Moro. He has highlighted how the Western education, urbanization, and these allied forces of change are major culprit which are resulting into the decline of youth dormitories, specifically in the northeastern India. Apart from that, you'll see that Christian missionaries have also resulted in the decline of these youth dormitories. Okay. Next is the colonial labeling. Why Christian missionaries are after them? Because of the colonial observation of these youth dormitories as the mirror or reflection of backwardness. They observed these youth dormitories as the sexual heaven. They observed them as a reflection of their backwardness. Because the oral tradition, all the custom, all the values that they do learn, that get inculcated during their stay in these youth dormitories. So according to the colonial interpretation or the colonial viewpoint, if these youth dormitories won't be there and they will be replaced by the Western institution, educational institution, the orthodoxy will also go away. So the colonial labeling of these youth dormitories as the reflection of backwardness and sexual heaven is also responsible for those actions which resulted into the decline of the youth dormitories in India. Now, colonial and state legislations, you must have read about a lot of Forest Act. In fact, a series of forest legislation starting from the Charter of 1854 to the Forest Right Act of 1927, it continuously have taken away the liberty of tribals to have the habitation in the areas where the forest land is present. So a lot number of times these youth dormitories of the tribal, they were stationed nearby the forest place. All those youth dormitories which were present around or within the forest land, they were being forced to close due to the action of the Britishers, because they wanted a very clear, exclusive ability to channelize or to control their institutions or the forest land. So that is also one of the major reason. Next, the globalization and the transforming economy, they have also contributed in the decline of the youth dormitories. Last but not the least, increased amount of migration. There was a study called Among the Oraon, which has been written by Dr. Chinmay Bishwas and was published in ARJSS. I was not able to locate the year, it was not mentioned on that research article. It has highlighted how among the Oraon, the increasing migration of the tribe, which can be due to various reasons, in search of better opportunities in order to get away from the exploitation that they are suffering, and also due to the reason of diffusion. Okay, you will find that there is a great decline of these youth dormitories. So with this we come to the end of this particular lecture. I hope you must have gained the complete insight into what the youth dormitories are and about their various facets. All of you who are interested into taking formal part in our upcoming batches or ongoing batches can reach out to me on my IDs which are mentioned here. The current batches, the January batches have already started. We have conducted 2-3 classes. Okay? So if you are seeing this video before 15th of January, you are mostly invited to take part in the batches, because by then hardly 2 to 4 lectures would have been completed, which you can easily cover in some weekend gap or some holidays. Okay? If you are watching it after 22nd, then it is better to take part in the next batch, about which I am not having any clear idea about कि कब शुरू होगा. ठीक है ना? I'll be notifying it in the Telegram channel, from where you can get or download the PDF of this particular lecture. Also from the same place you can also get the insights document as well. So that is a very important book. ठीक है ना? Now the feature comparison of the courses have also been highlighted here. For example, the optional batches of anthropology at Study IQ, they are present in 2 variants, the gold and the platinum. The gold variant and the platinum have certain common features. For example, you will get the recorded lectures, the live lectures, and a lot of other things which are common in both of these groups. ठीक है ना? For example, the content will be provided in both of these batches. Your doubts will be sorted in both of these batches. The trend analysis of the PYQ will be done in both of these batches, whether you are taking part in gold or platinum. What is different in platinum? In the platinum batches, you also get mentorship, you get test series, you get regular answer writing session, you get special session with the faculty, optional Gyan Bhandar, and 1 year extra validity, because the validity of platinum is 2.5 years, whereas the gold is only 1.5 years. Similarly, likewise, if you are not enrolled in the P2I batches of the GS program, General Studies, you can get access to the prelims to interview. They are also divided into 3 programs. I'll get aside, you can take a screenshot and evaluate accordingly after the lecture. And whatever your decision is, in whichever batch you are thinking of participating, you can get the extra discount. For example, using the code US Live, anyways, you get the maximum discount on all courses of Study IQ. But even beyond that, if you are interested in getting discount, you can reach out to me on my Instagram handle, providing your details, register mobile number on the application. If it is not, do register it first, then provide the register mobile number and the course in which you are willing to participate alongside the variant of that course also. Already existing students do get more discount. For that also you need to reach out to me on these particular IDs. Okay, na? I'll be seeing you in the next lecture if you are taking part in the foundation batches, otherwise with some other important anthropology lecture which covers the PYQs. Hopefully see you in the batches. Goodbye, take care, prepare well. Thank you.
Study IQ IAS, आपका सिलेक्शन हमारा मिशन.